जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी
जय
गोपी जना वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी
गोपी जना वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all. Today we are going to discuss the 9th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, titled Passing Away of Bhishmadeva in the Presence of Lord Krishna. After the Mahabharata war, Yudhishthira Maharaja was lamenting for being the sole cause of killing millions of people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Although he was advised by great personalities like Vyasadeva and many rishis, including Lord Krishna, he could not give up the grief. He thought, due to my son's gratification, to gain this kingdom, I have caused this great massacre. He was constantly lamenting. He was not able to give up his grief, lamentation. Then Krishna thought, it's better for me to take Yudhishthira to Bhishmadeva, who is lying on the bed of arrows, awaiting to give up his life. Bhishmadeva was a so exalted devotee. It is said he is superior to even Vyasadeva in terms of Vedic knowledge. Although Bhishma was a Kshatriya, nevertheless he was so exalted in Shastras. So Krishna thought of taking Yudhishthira Maharaj to Bhishma. Then Yudhishthira, all the Pandavas, Vyasadeva, Krishna, all of them went to the place where Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows. When all of them went and bowed down to Bhishmadeva, including Lord Krishna, bowed down to Bhishmadeva. Bhishmadeva looked at his grandsons headed by Yudhishthira. Tears started flowing from his eyes. His voice was choked up and he was filled with full of emotion. He was always thinking when Yudhishthira will become emperor, because he knew very well the qualities of Pandavas, particularly Yudhishthira Maharaj, how virtuous he is. He is the only suitable person to rule the world. He congratulated Pandavas for winning the war. At the time, all the great personalities, Brahmanas, Rishis, sages among the demigods arrived at that place to hear from Bhishmadeva what is going to speak to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Among the great personalities were Parvata Muni, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, Bharatvacha, Gautama, Bradashava, and Parashama, his disciples, Asita, his Bharatvaja, Brahaspati, Sudarshana, and Shukadeva Goswami, and many personalities were present to hear from Bhishmadeva what he is going to talk. So when Pandavas came near to Bhishmadeva, Bhishmadeva said, "O Pandavas, what a terrible suffering, terrible injustice you great souls underwent for being the sons of religion personified. You did not deserve to remain alive under those tribulations. Nevertheless, you are protected by Krishna, Brahmanas. Actually, it's all under the influence of Kala. How is wonderful influence of Kala? It's simply creating all kinds of things. Then Bhishmadeva said, my dear Yudhishthira, it's all actually whatever it's happening, it's all within the plan of the Lord. Otherwise, how is it possible for exalted souls like Yudhishthira, Bhima, they were great personalities. Krishna was the personal protector. Krishna was the personal protector. Nevertheless, they underwent so many sufferings, reversals in their life due to the power of pious activities of Pandavas, power of expert management, and due to wonderful administration. And Pandavas, particularly Arjuna, had knowledge of the military weapons, divine weapons. In spite of all the things, Pandavas underwent so many sufferings. It's all due to the plan of the Supreme Lord. So the great sages who assembled there were very rapt in hearing from Bhishmadeva. Parvata Muni, he was a great personality, was a constant friend of Narada. Then Bharadvaja. Bharadvaja, he was the father of Dronacharya. His ashrama is in near Allahabad. In Allahabad is there an ashrama. He would perform tapasya. So one day on the bank of Ganges, when he was taking bath, happened to see a Apsara, Ghritachi. By seeing the beautiful feature of this woman, he discharged his semen. And he carefully collected the semen in the pot. Then from the pot, a personality arrived, born. That is Dronacharya. Then Parashurama. Parashurama was a son of Jamadagni, son of Renuka Sutta. He was one of the powerful incarnations of the Lord. He appeared in order to kill all the Kshatriyas who are not properly discharging their duties. He killed the Kshatriyas for 21 times. Then he conquered the world. Finally, he gave everything, whatever he had, all the entire world to Kashyapa, and went to Mahendra mountain and living even today as a Brahmana. It is he who taught Dhanurveda to Dronacharya, to Karna. Then Gautama is also one of the Sapta Rishis. Then Angira, he was one of the mental sons of Lord Brahma, Manasaputra. And Brihaspati, a spiritual master of demigods, he also was present. Chugadev Goswami was present, Sudarshana was present, Vashishta was present. Vashishta is also one of the sons of Lord Brahma. He was called Brahma Rishi. He had a quarrel with Vishwamitra because Vishwamitra wanted his Kamadhenu. Vashishta did not want to give his Kamadhenu to Vishwamitra. As a result, Vishwamitra became very angry. And he killed 100 sons of Vashishta. Nevertheless, Vashishta, being a Brahmana, he could tolerate everything. But he was constantly tortured by this Vishwamitra. So he decided to commit suicide. He was not able to tolerate further. So he went to the cliff of the mountain and jumped from there. When he jumped, he fell on the rock. The moment he fell on the rock became like soft bed. His attempt became unsuccessful. Then he jumped into the ocean. Then waves of the ocean moved him to the shore. Then one day he jumped into a river. Again the waves of the river moved him to the shore. So all the attempt that he made to commit suicide became unsuccessful. So these are the personalities, great personalities who assembled there to hear from the Bhishmadeva. So Bhishma was telling to Yudhishthira, my dear Yudhishthira, whatever sufferings you have been undergoing, it's all under the control of time. You must accept You must accept all the reversals, all the sufferings that you have been undergoing as a plan of the Lord. As a plan of the Lord. Accept as a plan of the Lord. And now you are in charge of this kingdom. You have been appointed as the king. Now it's your duty to protect the citizens, because citizens have been waiting when Yudhishthira will assume the charge. Poor people. Citizens means they require a king. Now you are a king, you must protect the citizens. So in that particular stanza verse, Prabhupada explains, just like a Krishna wanted to teach the world by teaching his devotee. Similar to our life, for example, mother-in-law wanted to teach a daughter-in-law. So daughter-in-law is new to the house and she may not know what to keep where, how to do, when to do. She may not be aware. She may make a mistake. If mother-in-law directly scolds daughter-in-law, who don't know all the things, where to keep, how to do, she feel offended. She will run away. Take her son and go away. Therefore, mother-in-law is very conscious. Therefore, she will not scold daughter-in-law who is new. She will scold daughter. You should know where to keep. Don't you know this to be kept here? Mother-in-law teaches her daughter. Actually, her intention is to teach a daughter-in-law. By teaching her daughter, she is teaching a daughter-in-law. Similarly, when we undergo some reversals, problems, tribulations, we feel terrified. When we see the great personalities like Pandavas, Prahlad Maharaj, Draupadi, they all underwent severe tribulation. Nevertheless, they remained the devotees of Lord. When we hear about them, then we feel, actually, what we are facing is nothing. Therefore, Krishna gives trouble, put his devotees in so many troubles to teach us. In spite of all the problems, should maintain our Krishna consciousness just by seeing the devotees. A devotee, when undergoes tribulations, he accepts all the tribulations, problems as the blessings of the Lord. He does not blame anyone. Pandavas were advised by Bhishmadeva to accept all the sufferings as the blessings of the Lord. And now, please take charge of a kingdom. Please protect the citizens. We can see some case studies of this important subject, what Bhishmadeva was telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, he was a great king, son of Abhimanyu, grandson of Arjuna, exalted devotee of the Lord. One day he went on a tour. While he was hunting in the forest, he was feeling thirsty. He wanted to get some water. He entered into one ashrama. When he entered into the ashrama, he saw there was one sage sitting and closing his eyes, doing his meditation. Parikshit Maharaj was feeling that he was insulted by not properly being received by the sages. The sage, Samika Rishi, he did not know what's going on outside world. Not intentionally avoided, but he was meditating upon Lord. But Parikshit Maharaj felt he was insulted for not receiving him. So in order to show his anger, he want to insult the sage, because he insulted me. I am the king. I have come to his place. Nevertheless, he did not receive me. He insulted me. Now I will insult him. He took a dead snake, put around his head and went. So when the news reached his son, Samika Rishi had a son, small boy, Shringi, he became very angry. How this third class person can come to our house, Brahman house, insult my father. He took water and pronounced a curse. That person who insulted my father by placing a snake on the shoulder of my father, you will die within 7 days due to snake bite. We can see here, Parikshit Maharaj was well aware of the Kshatriya principles. The duty of a Kshatriya is to protect a Brahmana under all situations. Kshatriya should never insult a Brahmana. Parikshit Maharaj was well aware of these principles. Nevertheless, why did he commit such a blunder? Because it is a plan of the Lord. What is the plan of the Lord? Krishna wanted Parikshit to come back to his abode. Second, this Bhagavatam should be delivered to the common mass of people to understand and to come back to his abode. For this reason, Krishna made Parikshit to commit this mistake. And Krishna wanted to teach some lessons through Parikshit Maharaj. Although one may be a great personality, a king, emperor of the entire world, nevertheless he should respect a Brahmana, should never insult a Brahmana. By offending a Brahmana, one loses his duration of life, shortens his duration of life. He'll be bereft of opulence, knowledge, everything. Therefore, one should never commit an offense against a Brahmana. Krishna wanted to teach some lessons. What is the lesson? One should remain humble. Give respect to everyone. Do not expect any respect from others. Therefore, Chaitanya Prabhu says in one of the Sikshashtaka, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishano Amanina Mardina Kirtaniya Sari. One should be humble, and one should tolerate, one should give respect, and one should not expect respect. Second point is, although a devotee faces challenges in the life, he does not get disturbed. You see Parikshit Maharaj, although he was cursed by Shringi to die within 7 days, he did not feel dejected. Oh, I am going to die. He did not feel sad. He did not feel lament. He accepted the curses, the blessings of the Lord. Immediately rejected, left wife, children, family, country, society, everything. Came to the bank of Ganges. Why? To fix his mind upon the Lord Krishna. Although devotees receives some kind of reversals, challenges, nevertheless they do not get disturbed. From the life of Parikshit Maharaj, we can learn this. This is what a Krishna wanted to teach every one of us through Parikshit Maharaj. Although one may be a great person, nevertheless one should not insult or humiliate a Brahmana or a devotee. Although one may faces reversals in the life, should not get disturbed. You should accept the reverses, challenges, tribulations as the blessings of the Lord. Second thing, Chitraketu. Chitraketu was a great devotee of the Lord. Chitraketu was an exalted devotee of the Lord. He went to meet Anantadeva, personally met Anantadeva, received knowledge, received instruction from Anantadeva. After receiving instruction, he was hovering on his airplane over Mount Sumeru. So while he was going in the airplane, he saw Shiva was sitting with his wife. Parvati was sitting on the lap of wife and Shiva was embracing his wife Parvati in front of so many saintly people, rishis, brahmanas. When Chitraketu saw this, some kind of awkward situation, he started sarcastically speaking against Lord Shiva. He felt it something odd to see Lord Shiva sitting with his wife and also embracing in front of so many sadhus. How wonderful is it? Chitraketu was sarcastically saying, how wonderful this is. Although Lord Shiva, the spiritual master of the entire populace, is the leader of this assembly, nevertheless, he is seated with his wife in front of so many sadhus, devotees, brahmacharis, brahmanas, and embracing. Something not acceptable. Ordinary people will embrace their wife in the private place. But this person is so shameless. He's embracing his wife in front of so many sadhus. What kind of spiritual master is? He's a leader of the assembly. How a leader can do such kind of things? Although Shiva heard everything from whatever Chitraketu spoke sarcastically, Lord Shiva heard everything and remained calm and smiled. But Parvati could not keep quiet. Because she could not tolerate her husband is insulted by his Chitraketu in front of so many people. She became very angry. You see the sinful person, foolish person, Chitraketu. Yes, impudently overridden Lord Brahma, Devarishi Narada, even Kumaras, who graciously accept the flower offered to the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and keep them on the head. That is the greatness of Lord Shiva. It's a personified religion. It's a spiritual master of entire populace. Nevertheless, this foolish person is insulting Lord Shiva because all of them were there. Oh, Brahma and Narada and all the Kumaras. They did not speak anything. But Chitraketu, he thought he is superior to even Lord Brahma, Devarishi Narada and 4 Kumaras. And he started insulting Lord Shiva. So Parvati could not tolerate. You sinful person, you become demon for offending Lord Shiva. So that in your future, you will not commit such kind of action. Although he was cursed to become demon by Mother Parvati, Chitraketu got down from his airplane and approached Mother Parvati with folded hand. He said, "My dear mother, I accept your curse as the blessings of the Lord. I know a living entity undergoes so-called enjoyment, happiness and distress. It's all due to his own previous karma. One enjoys or suffers according to one's previous karma. In this world, living entities thinks out of ignorance, somebody is the cause of my suffering. Living entity blames others. He is the cause of my suffering. Actually, no one is the cause of our suffering. Whatever enjoyment or suffering we undergo is a result of our previous action. My dear mother, although I know my enjoyment and my suffering is due to my previous action. It's a predestined. Therefore, I do not plead you to be excused. I do not plead you to be excused or relieved from my curse. My dear mother, although whatever I spoke is not wrong, nevertheless, what you think is wrong, be pardoned." So Chitraketu, after speaking this, simply smiled, boarded into his airplane and started going. And Parvati was struck with wonder. She thought Chitraketu may beg apology, he will feel repenting for his action. But he was not bothered. He accepted the curse without anything. So Parvati was struck with wonder. She was amazed to see the quality of Chitraketu. So at the time Shiva said to his wife Parvati, "My dear Parvati, have you seen the greatest of Vaishnavas? They don't care for the so-called happiness and distress. They are ready to take birth in any kind of places. Narayana parasarve na kutashna bibyati. Swarga apavargya narakeshu apitulyartha darshana." The devotees of Lord Narayana always absorb in the service of the Lord. Therefore, they don't care whether they go to hell or go to heaven or attain liberation. They want only service to the Lord. They don't mind where they take birth. So, from this instant, we can understand a few things. Although Chitraketu, a great personality, having met the Lord, received the instruction from Anantadeva, how could he commit such a great offense against Lord Shiva? How could he commit such a great offense against Lord Shiva? Because this is also plan of the Lord. This is also plan of the Lord. What Krishna wanted to teach some lessons through Chitraketu. Although one may be a great devotee, having met the Lord, received the knowledge from the Lord, nevertheless he should not offend another Vaishnava. First point. Second point. Although he was cursed by Mother Parvati, He accepted the curse as the blessings of the Lord. That is the greatness of Chitraketu. Although Chitraketu had a power to counter curse Mother Parvati, he was powerful enough to counter curse Mother Parvati. He did not do so. He accepted the curse. Similarly, when we see the behavior of the Lord Shiva, he was a very great personality. When he was insulted by this Chitraketu, who was very, very inferior, a junior, nevertheless, Shiva did not get angry. He remained silent. Rather, he smiled at Chitraketu. This shows the quality of Lord Shiva. He was not disturbed because of junior insulting him. Even though one may be a great personality, one should not offend a devotee, another devotee. If he offends, then sure to be finished. He has to take birth as a demon. Nevertheless, devotional service is always great. Although Chitraketu became demon, nevertheless he maintained the devotional service that he rendered in the past life. Next life, Chitraketu went back home, back to Godhead. So devotional service is always eternal, although it can be checked by offending a devotee. But it is eternal. The next life, Chitraketu went back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna wanted to teach some lessons through the devotees. For example, Prabhupada. Prabhupada was very old, a pure devotee, coming from the spiritual world. Nevertheless, when we study the life of Prabhupada and how many hardships he underwent, one after another, one after another, one after another, why he had to undergo so many hardships? Just like when we go to any donor's house, we are received well, we are given so much amount, money, donation. But when Prabhupada was trying, he could not get anything. He was not able to get anything. He was not getting any support. Struggling. But who are we? Sinful people, conditioned souls. When we go, people respect us, treat us well, and provide whatever we wanted. But when Prabhupada was there, nobody could do the beginning life. So Prabhupada had to undergo a lot of struggles to establish this mission, this Hare Krishna movement. Why? Krishna did everything for some purpose. If Prabhupada's life was very simple, just to establish some temple without undergoing any hardships, we would not have been inspired to join temple. So it's meant for us. When we see the struggle that Prabhupada underwent, although he's a pure devotee coming from the spiritual world, when we see our struggle and all, nothing. Our struggle is nothing. By seeing others, exalted devotees suffering, we'll take it, chalo, forget. What is our level? Pandavas suffered so much, Prahlad Maharaj suffered so much, Prabhupada suffered so much, and what is our suffering? It's nothing. So, Prabhupada was very strongly determined to execute the order of his spiritual master. Therefore, he sacrificed his family, friends, everything. He left everything, he went to US. Because he wanted to satisfy, he wanted to fulfill the order given by his spiritual master. So, when we read the history of Prabhupada, we'll be inspired. So, Krishna is teaching us through teaching his devotees. When we hear about the Pandavas, all the great personalities, certainly will be inspired. Although we may face challenges or problems, reverses in our life, nevertheless we can maintain our Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Krishna is putting our devotees in this kind of situation. So Bhishmadeva was saying to Yudhishthira, my dear Yudhishthira, Krishna is the Sakshat Narayana, he is the original Narayana, and he is present here. And he is moving among the descent of Rishni just like a common man. He is simply bewildering us through his illusory energy. My dear Yudhishthira, out of ignorance you are thinking that same Supreme Personality of Godhead as your cousin, friend, well-wisher and messenger. Actually, he is Sakshat Krishna, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of ignorance you are thinking he is your cousin. Then Bhishmadeva started explaining about Krishna's personality Krishna's real nature. Even all the great sages like Devarishi Narada and Kapila and all the personalities knew Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj started asking questions to many questions to Bhishma, so that Bhishma could answer. Then Bhishma started explaining about the Varnashrama Dharma, about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Sannyasi, other all 8 categories, different Varnas and Ashramas, as explaining to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Even later he started speaking about charity and the activities of the king and how he has to lead his citizens to attain salvation. And also he explained about the duties of women. So charity is meant for generally householders. It is said a householder has to give 50% of their income for the propagation of the mission of the Lord. Because brahmachari does not work, vanaprastha does not work, sannyasi does not work. Therefore, heavy responsibility is placed on the grahastha. Therefore, grahastha has to be consciousness. He is the only one ashrama who supports all 3 ashrama, because they have got some license for enjoyment. Therefore, they have to spend money for maintaining the 3 ashramas. Then later, activities of the king. A king's duty is to protect his citizens. That is the foremost duty of the king. King should not simply exploit citizens by collecting tax. He has to take 1/6 of their income. A king has the right to take 1/6 of the income of citizens. That is tax. For what? Whatever expense incurred for protecting the citizens. That is where the king will go. Where he will get the money to spend to protect the citizens. Therefore, king has to take the tax for the protection of the citizens. But if the king take the tax and does not give protection, then he is a sinful person. Rajadharma. Rajadharma means he has to take care of the citizens. And he has to lead. He should show the way to the citizens how one can attain salvation from the repetition of birth and death. He has to personally demonstrate through his own action. A king should be a devotee of the Lord. King should be a devotee of the Lord. That's the first and foremost quality of a king, means should be a devotee of the Lord. And he should know the process of getting out of this entanglement of birth and death. Should follow the instruction of Brahmanas. So Bhishmadeva and woman. What is the duty of woman? It is said woman is the source of inspiration for men. As such, women are more powerful than men. In the past, many times we have seen how women could conquer even the great personalities, men. Just like Cleopatra. She conquered a powerful person by her shyness. So shyness is the most important for women. By shyness, they can control anybody. If that is loosened, that is control wall. The shyness of the woman is loosened, then women can create a havoc in the society by indulging adultery. What is adultery? Simply increasing Varna Shankara, unwanted population. So, woman means should follow. There are some certain procedures given the Shastras. Particularly, Bhishmadeva says the shyness. Should not let free to go anywhere they want. And next, Bhishma was explaining many things to Yudhishthira Maharaj. In spite of hearing from Bhishma, still he could not give up his grief. And he was telling, my dear grandfather, you have explained so many things, but still I am feeling I am the cause of killing many people. You see my painful situation that I am seeing my grandfather lying on the bed of arrows in front of my own eyes. Why? Because for my greediness, I put you in this situation. I am the cause for your suffering. I am the cause for millions of people who have been killed. What could be a more distressing situation than this? So Bhishmadeva explained one story to Yudhishthira Maharaj. There was one ascetic lady, means tapasvi, one woman named Gautami. Gautami had one son, small boy. He was bitten by a snake and he was killed. At the time, in order to pacify Gautami, there was one hunter. He caught the snake and bound the snake and brought the snake to Gautami and said, "Oh Gautami, now I am going to kill the snake because this snake killed your son." Gautami said, "Please release the snake. Please release the snake. By killing the snake, you are not going to bring my son back. By killing the snake, you are not going to bring my son back." Moreover, those who are elevated personalities never allow themselves to be disturbed by such calamities. My son's death like everyone's death. He was arguing, no. You may be a great person, but person like me, I can give up the grief by killing this sinful person or any abominable person. Unless I take revenge, I cannot be satisfied. Then Gautami started saying, no, my son's death is like everyone's death. Everyone dies according to one's own karma, not that the snake has killed my son. So this person was arguing. Gautami was saying, when we try to counteract the situation, only that will give us pain. Therefore, we should forgive. The duty of saintly person is to forgive and forget. So at the time, the snake said to the hunter, "Oh hunter, please do not accuse me that I have killed the boy. I have simply executed according to the direction of Mrityu, death personified. I have simply acted an instrument. I have not killed. Because death personified, according to his instruction, I have done this. Therefore, you should not hold me responsible." That hunter said, No, you are responsible. Therefore, I am going to kill you. Gautami said, "Please stop." So at the time, a Mrityu personality, the death personified arrived there. And Mrityu said, death personified said, "Oh snake, why are you accusing me? Why are you accusing me? I have not ordered you. I simply ordered you based on Kala. Because of Kala's direction, I ordered you to bite this boy. Neither you are responsible nor I am responsible." That Mrityu started saying to the hunter, "None of us is responsible for the boy death." Then the hunter said, No, both of you are responsible. Therefore, I am going to kill both of you. Then immediately Kala, time, appeared there. See, neither snake is responsible, nor Mrityu is responsible, nor I am responsible for the death of the child. The child has died due to according to his own karma, previous action. None of us are responsible for the child death. Then Gautami said, "Yes, this is true. My child has died due to his own previous karma. Not due to snake, not due to Mrityu, not due to Kala." Then that somehow the hunter was pacified and release the snake. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj heard this story from Yudhishthira Maharaj, then he was able to give up the grief. Bhishma said, "My dear Yudhishthira, don't think you are the cause. All the people who have died due to their own past action. Therefore, you are not responsible." Then Bhishma started Yudhishthira started asking many questions to Bhishmadeva. My dear grandfather, is there any rule that can be violated under any situation? Bhishma said, yes, worship of the true Brahmana should be never given up at any point of time. Worship of the true Brahmana should never be given up at any point of time. And also one can gain greater merit by giving shelter to anyone who asked for it. For example, a king is there, somebody comes and tells, I am surrendered soul, please give me protection. The king has to give protection. He has to maintain. Just like Parikshit Maharaj. When Kali Purushottama immediately surrendered to Parikshit Maharaj, it's a duty of a king to give protection to even the sinful person once asked for it. By giving the shelter to a person who asked for it, he becomes free from the sin of even killing a cow. Then Bhishmadeva explained about different kind of varnas also, brahmanas and vaishyas. Vaishyas, they can keep some margin when they do business. 1/7 margin they can keep, that is 14% margin. They should not keep 50%, 40% to enjoy the sense gratification. When one is engaged in the business, trade business, he can keep 1/7 as a profit. He can tell lie. So for so and so, I am giving you actual cost. I am not charging you extra. Whenever we go for purchasing anything, we say to people, we come from temple, should give discount. No, actually we are giving the actual cost. Actually they'll keep the profit. So people, because they have to maintain, if they give free, means actual cost, then they cannot maintain their life. But they should not lie. They should not take more than 14%. If they take more than 14%, then they have to incur sin. They have to undergo reaction for cheating people. It's like a cheating. Somebody keeps a margin of 50%, 40%, it's a cheating. So people get reaction for cheating. And after that, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked the question, the path of kingly duty is very vast. So please tell me, what is the most important duties? By performing that duties, that one can attain the highest merit. The Bhishma said, worship of mother, a father, a spiritual master is the most important among all the duties. One should never fail to execute the order of these three personalities. One should never hesitate when they receive the order from mother, father, spiritual master. They should never hesitate to execute the order. At the same time, the father, mother, spiritual master should be a pure devotees of the Lord. Then one can execute. Not that whatever they say, if they are karmis, sinful people, of course one has to respect father, mother situation, whatever may be. But one has to respect. Doesn't mean that we follow their order. But if they are devotees, if they know the Shastra's conclusion, then one must execute the order of father and mother. And at the same time, Bhishma says, one should give food to father and mother first, spiritual master, then one should consume. And they should not eat, we should not eat better food than what they eat. We can eat lower quality food than what they eat, or whatever they eat, the same quality we can eat. Not that we can give the 2 items, we'll eat 10 items. No. One should not do. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, my dear grandfather, in an assembly of men, if one is addressed harshly, what he has to do? Generally, whenever in the meeting, when we are speaking, some low class person get up and shout, scream at the speaker. What he has to do? Bhishmadeva says to Yudhishthira Maharaj, my dear Yudhishthira, if he simply remain calm without shouting, screaming at the offender, he takes away all the pious activities that he has performed in his life. The person who has spoken harshly, he must have done some pious activity. He would have visited some holy place, would have given some charity. Whatever he has done, the person who remains quiet, he takes away all the merits, good deeds that performed by the offender. And in return, this person, whatever he has committed sinful activity in the past life, everything he transfers to the offender. In this way, he becomes more and more rich. What is the value of the ignorant fool's words? His words have got no meaning. Why we have to pay attention to such kind of ignorant fool's word? If one comes to the level, again he shouts at him, then he's no better than same other person. Just like a man is going on the road, a dog barks at him, man has to continue to walk. If he barks at the dog, then there is no difference between the dog and man. Similarly, when the ignorant people shouts, screams, intelligent person remain calm, quiet. If he tries to counteract, then he also degraded by this action. Then, so once Indra asked Brihaspati, Bhishma was explained to Yudhishthira Maharaj, so what one should do to be well liked by all? Brihaspati said, endearing speech. Means one should be endearing. The speech activity should be so nice, so gentle, so sweet. That will make everyone like him. When one is very gentle, very generous, very calm, composed, and smilingly talks to people from both inside and outside, then people like him. On the other hand, he gives so much money. For example, boss gives a lot of money to the subordinates, but he shouts, screams, nobody will like him. Nobody like the hated speech or somebody's shouting, screaming, nobody like. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj started asking about the qualities of the king. What a king has to do. What is the responsibilities? Bhishma said, if the king properly protect his citizens, then he has performed his duty properly. If the king protects his citizens, that is equal to performing the sacrifice. A king protecting the citizens from a danger, it's as good as performing sacrifice by the Brahmanas. If a king protects his citizens, the merit what he gets is 100 times greater than the merit attained by the tapasvis who are in the forest. If the king properly takes care of the citizens and protect his subjects, then the king gets 1/4 of all the merits performed by the citizens, like a pious activity, sacrifice, chanting, and deity worship. Whatever activities, good pious activities, devotional activities performed by citizens, king will get 1/4 share of the citizens. If the king only takes the tax and does not give protection to the citizens, then the king gets 1/4 sinful activities performed by the citizens. If 1,000 people performed 1,000 murder in the kingdom, king will get the reaction for performing 250 murder, although he has not done, because of neglecting his duty. Then many questions Yudhishthira Maharaj asked. Bhishma explained everything. After speaking, while he was speaking, that sun started moving towards northern hemisphere. Bhishmadeva observed, sun is about to go to northern hemisphere. So he stopped talking because he wanted to give up his body. He was waiting for the auspicious moment, because Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, the mystics, they will quit their body at an auspicious moment. Because Bhishmadeva got the boon from his father Shantanu for sacrificing his own life for his father's pleasure, that he will give up, he can die at his will. So he took the boon, he got the boon, and he want to utilize this boon. He want to give up his life according to his own sweet will. So when the sun was moving towards northern hemisphere, he stopped speaking. He closed his eyes. Then the person who spoke on thousands of subjects with thousands of meanings, who fought thousands of battles, who protect thousands of citizens, stopped speaking. Bhishma stopped speaking. He closed his eyes and started fixing his mind upon the lotus feet of Krishna. Then Bhishma offered a wonderful prayers to Lord Krishna. let me invest my thinking, feeling, willing. So far, it has been absorbed in so many subjects, so many duties. Now I want to invest my thinking, feeling, willing in Lord Krishna's. Krishna is the friend of Arjuna, is appeared with his transcendental body to attract the minds of all the people. Let that form, let my mind be attracted to that form of the Lord. When Arjuna was seemingly appearing seemingly ignorant on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna delivered Arjuna by instructing him this Bhagavad Gita. Let Krishna be the object of my attraction. During the battle, Krishna wanted to fulfill my desire at the cost of sacrificing his own promise. And he came rushing to me by taking the wheel to kill me, just like a lion attacks an elephant. While he came to me to kill, even his outer garment fell down. Even he did not think, let that person be the object of my attraction. So Krishna, before the battle, Krishna promised that he will not take any weapon to what is this, Duryodhana. He will be one side and his all armies will be another side. So during the battle, Arjuna was killing many people of Kauravas, but his strength becoming day by day, it's becoming less. And Bhishma was not able to kill Arjuna. And Duryodhana became very upset, because if the Bhishma does not kill Arjuna, his all armies will be finished. So he came and blasted, insulted, humiliated Bhishma. Oh Bhishma, grandfather, you are reluctant to kill Arjuna. Because of you got partiality towards Arjuna Pandavas, now my armies are getting destroyed. So Bhishma could not tolerate this insult, because Kshatriya cannot tolerate insult. Therefore he said to Duryodhana, my dear Duryodhana, tomorrow I'll vanquish all the Pandavas. So he prepared 5 arrows. So with these 5 arrows, I'll kill all the Pandavas. So Duryodhana became joyful. Then he said, you give me these arrows, I'll keep with me. Tomorrow I'll give. Before the battle, I'll give this arrow. He took the 5 arrows and took his place. Then Krishna told Arjuna, oh Arjuna, once you favored Duryodhana, he said he wanted to give you the boon. Now you go and ask the boon. When you ask the boon, you take the 5 arrows and come. So as per the instruction of Krishna, Arjuna came and met Duryodhana. And night time, because they become friends, and asked my dear Arjuna, what do you want? So you once upon a time, you told me you will give me a boon. So okay, tell what you want. Give me the 5 arrows. So Arjuna took the 5 arrows. Bhishma understood it's a plan of the Lord. Then once again he told to Duryodhana, tomorrow I'll kill Arjuna, or Krishna has to break his promise. So Duryodhana thought, anyway Krishna cannot break his promise. So tomorrow Arjuna was finished. Once Arjuna is finished, battle is over. So Bhishma was very furious, started shooting arrows like anything. Krishna's body was injured, wounds, blood started oozing out from the body of Krishna. And Arjuna was almost on the point of death. Arjuna could not face Bhishma, because Bhishma was very powerful warrior. So Krishna understood, no, if I leave, Arjuna was sure to die. So he immediately jumped out of the chariot, saw on the wheel, took the wheel, started running towards Bhishma. While he was running, the upper garment of Lord Krishna fell down. He forgot, because he wanted to protect Arjuna. So at the time Bhishma put everything and stood like this, oh Krishna, please kill me. At the time sun set. So battle was closed. In this way, Krishna broke his promise to protect Arjuna. Bhishma could remember, let that Krishna, who is the protector of the devotees, be the object of my attraction. It is he, Krishna, who awards liberation to all the people. Let that Supreme Personality of Godhead be the object of my attraction. At this last moment, I am giving up this life. I am going to give up this body. Let me fix my mind upon the Lord Krishna, who was the Partha Sarathi, who was the chariot driver of Arjuna, who was constantly protecting Arjuna by all means. Let he be the object of my attraction. So he was completely fixed. He completely fixed his mind upon Krishna and stopped speaking. The Bhishma attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi, completely absorbed in talking about Krishna, remembering the activities of the Lord. This is the highest perfectional stage that's not possible for anyone to achieve. Then by thinking of the Lord Krishna, he gave up his body. Immediately from the higher planets, a demigod started drumming, playing mridanga, dancing, and showering flowers upon Bhishmadevas. After all things, then Yudhishthira Maharaj performed ritual for his grandfather, because Bhishma was celibate, he didn't have wife, children, but it was he, when Pandu died, when the 5 children were maintained, protected, cared by Bhishma. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was feeling sad, because he didn't have any father when he was young. The children were, Pandavas were very young, his father died. So it was Bhishma who showed affection, who showed love, who was always a well-wisher. He was always expecting when the Yudhishthira became king. He was a pious king who can rule the citizen properly. Such a kind of person left the world. So he was overwhelmed with pain, separation by seeing the Bhishma passed away, because he was he was a grandson, therefore he had to perform rituals. He performed the rituals. Then at the time, all the assembled great personalities glorified Lord Krishna. How he personally came to Bhishmadeva, so that Bhishmadeva can look at the face of Krishna and remember Krishna and achieve the abode of Lord, because Bhishma was his unflinching devotee of Krishna. So after performing the final rituals, Yudhishthira Maharaja went to Hastinapura and started assuming the kingdom and started protecting the citizens and maintaining the citizens as he was instructed by his grandfather Bhishma. So this is the summary of this chapter, 9th chapter. So we'll end today's session. Hare Krishna. Thank you.